big night had arrived. Let's look at how each team prepared for it. Eddie Futch had first scouted Cassius Clay in the early 60s and had matched a fighter against him in 1963. And he had come to admire him over the years. Ultimately, if you rolled under the counterpunch, then he thought that Ali was open to a left hook. What you absolutely could not do with Ali was stand up in the critical distance and exchange with him. He was just too fast and punched too hard. You see how upright Joe was in the Mathis fight? And Eddie took him into the gym and put a rope across diagonally from one ring post to the other and had Joe bobbing and weaving. And they worked on this for 3 years until he was smoking. He showed tremendous improvement. He became much harder to hit cleanly, and he was much lower coming across the gap. Initial assessment still held, go under the right hand and throw the left hook. In studying Ali, Eddie had determined that he had never learned how to correctly throw a right uppercut. He stood up straight and dropped his hand in order to try to come up with the right uppercut. And this is what they keyed on and trained for in the gym in the preparation for this fight. And it was up to Joe to seize the opportunity to throw the left hook when Ali dropped his hand. It quickly became apparent that Ali didn't have the legs he had in 1967, so Angelo had to focus on what he could do. The work behind the jab, push Frazier off in the clinches, try to counter at range, and make that left hook miss. Eddie Futch said that Ali had the perfect jab for a comer like Joe Frazier, where he'd just snap it out there and touch him with it, and it would throw him off just enough to miss. Your own exertions can hurt you as much as the opponent's punches.
Frazier's smiling again. Just smiling at him. I don't know anyone who gets the sheer joy of combat the way Joe Frazier does. Muhammad Ali, strangely enough, is not trying to make use of the ring. He's standing there with Frazier, and that's not considered healthy. Muhammad Ali, flat on his feet, not up on his toes, like the Muhammad Ali of old. It's a question, how many of those punches Frazier can take? Ali is still talking, but he is also catching.
Joe bowled Ali into the ropes and hit him with punches that would have stopped anybody else. But he also took a fierce beating that night, and his own will overrode any kind of sense of self-preservation. Thanks for sticking with this series. Next time we'll talk about the course of the fight and the aftermath.